Hey, what up everybody, I'm Cynical, and this is Dark Souls Remastered on PS4. And here we are, it's part 20. We're in the DLC, officially in the DLC. And we're gonna start it hot and heavy with a boss fight. I did not know was here. So I don't even have the right ring on or anything. I'm wearing actually I do have a good ring on, but I ended up switching it out. I didn't know it was good for this fight. So I had the rusted iron ring on, and this arena looks like it has water in it. So if I had kept that on, it might have been okay, but instead, I get far away, switch out to my dark wood grain, which is good for dodging the lightning, I guess. This is my first time I've ever fought this guy. 100% never been here before, didn't even know this was what I was walking into. And as you can tell, I had to change rings in the middle of the fight, so I think that's further proof that I don't even know what's gonna happen. I figured you'd come to the DLC, and, you know, the first fog gate would be like an area, and then you'd traverse some sort of area and then go to a boss, but no. Put you straight into a boss fight, which is fine with me. I knew that this boss existed, obviously. Not obviously, but I knew that this boss existed. I told you guys that last time. I'm only like 50% blind on this DLC. It's hard to stay blind on something like this for 2 years. But, yeah, I've seen people fight this guy, but never, like, I've never, like, studied the fight or, you know, paid super close attention to his moveset or anything. I just, people speedrun it or something, destroy him in 2 seconds, and it's over with. So, I did have a little bit of trouble here. I thought I was gonna do another flawless victory in the beginning, but then he started getting me with his lightning and stuff like that. But it looks like fire is not a good option on this boss because there's water in the arena. Like I said previously, I don't know when I said it, but I feel like I said it previously, that if there is water in the boss arena, usually that's not a good sign for using fire. Because usually they have extra fire defense from being wet, you know? Just makes sense. And then the other thing is that usually lightning is good against bosses in water because, you know, conduction or lightning conducts good through water or whatever, you know. You throw a hairdryer in a bathtub, you kill the person type stuff. But I don't think so with this boss because he's using lightning, so must be magic that he's weak against, or dark, or something like that. But he's also weak to scythe. So we win on my first try. First time I've ever faced that boss, and I won. So I am 1-0 against the Guardian, Sanctuary Guardian. 30,000 souls. Our Grim Reaper Pyro build, which was super strong against ONS. We wrecked ONS with a no-hit flawless victory. Go check that video out. Guardian Soul, soul of the white-winged lion sanctuary watchkeeper who dreaded the spread of the abyss. The Guardian exhibited traits of several animals other than lions, suggesting that it was no ordinary beast, but rather closer to the beings known as demons. So, boss 1 down in the DLC. And I have no clue what happens after this. Like, I hate to keep contradicting myself, but you know, technically I do have a slight inkling of some things that happen, but I really don't know, like, full details, and never been in the game, in the DLC. Literally, I've only seen people run through here like they're on fire. And I still haven't seen every single boss, I don't think. Looks like we have a bonfire. Doing post-commentary today because I got a late start. And luckily, I recorded this last night. I had the itch to play the DLC, and luckily I did. And the video is a little bit longer than it's been lately. I think I clocked it in around 38 minutes. I've been trying to keep it to around 30. So we went about 8 to 10 minutes over. Oh, well, that's not a big deal. Yeah, I'm not, woke up with, I don't know, not feeling super awesome as far as stomach. Like, I never eat before you go to bed, basically. That's what happened. I know exactly why, and it's my own fault. I ate like a huge grilled chicken sandwich and onion rings, and then I laid down and went to sleep. That is terrible. Don't do that for many reasons. Not just for weight gain, which I don't really have a problem. I'm like a normal-sized human being. I'm not fat or anything, but I'm not super skinny either. But yeah, it also like just tears your guts up, like, you know, besides like, you know, gaining weight if you do it a lot, it also just tears your guts up, makes you have acid reflux and all that kind of stuff, so don't do that.
Well, look at this one. From what faraway age hast thou come? Thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. Thine aura is precisely as she described. I thank thee deeply for rescuing Her Highness, but Princess Dusk is here no longer, snatched away by that horrifying primeval human. And so I must ask, couldst thou once more play the savior?
This mushroom looks cool.
Thank you. I am Elizabeth, guardian of this sanctuary. Something of a godmother to Princess Dusk. I shall assist thee to my utmost, for I am one with the sorceries of Oolacile.
So far, I like the DLC.
Thou shalt see further on. An abyss was begat of the ancient beast, and threatens to swallow the whole of Oolacile. Knight Artorius came to stop this, but such a hero has nary a murmur of dark. Without doubt he will be swallowed by the abyss, overcome by its utter blackness. Indeed, the abyss may be unstoppable. Still, I have faith that Princess Dusk may be rescued yet. Thou shalt see further on. An abyss was begat of the ancient beast, and threatens to swallow the whole of Oolacile. Knight Artorius came to... Without doubt he will be... Indeed, still.
So we're supposed to rescue Princess Dusk from the abyss. Gold pine resin, baby! Gold pine resin, best resin. So I'm gonna buy some of that. And repair powder is pretty decent. It depends what weapon you're using. Are you using a weapon with like
May the flames guide thee.
An R2 move? If you are, you probably need some. If you're using a brittle weapon like a katana, like a washing pole or a Iato or something like that, you might need some repair powder to keep using that. But as far as my weapon goes, I probably won't need it. I didn't even know this was here, but I was like, I'm just gonna look around just to make sure. And humanity. We definitely need humanity. I feel like I'm running low on humanity. But what was I saying before Elizabeth started talking? Oh, I like this. So far, so good. Sanctuary Guardian was a cool boss fight. It wasn't too easy. It wasn't too hard. Like, it was right in the sweet spot. I was just checking my time there, by the way. Peel back the curtain. You know, that's how we do things here. Yeah, so far so good. Looks to be like Darkroot Garden, kind of. Like, the first fight kind of felt like Sif, but not. You know what I mean? Wasn't Sif, but it was like a Sif type fight. And then this area kind of looks like Darkroot Garden. And I think it's supposed to. I think that's the whole point. This is like Darkroot Garden back in the day, or in the future or something. I wanted to see what we were dealing with over there. And instead of those Darkroot Garden type enemies, we have these like pitchfork carrying scarecrow guys, I guess you would call them. They don't look exactly like scarecrows, but they I think that's what they are. They kind of look pretty cool. Like a mixture of a scarecrow and like the Darkroot Garden plant enemies. But I was kind of scared right here, not knowing like how powerful they were. And then I one-hit killed them with one shot, so not scared anymore. Not of those guys, at least. But if there's a bunch of them, you could die. That's just how it is. And I have no clue what's going on in this area at all. The only time I've ever seen it, people would just run straight through the middle, and that's it. They don't even explore. There must not be much to get here. They run straight through. So I have no clue what's in these trees, what enemies are here besides the ones that I just killed. I have no clue. Trying to get a backstab here. I'm not sure if you can or can't backstab those guys because I didn't get one. But this guy looks big and scary. Knocks away most of my stamina. Kind of looks like the Stone Guardians from around the Moonlight Butterfly fight. So maybe we'll fight something like the Moonlight Butterfly next. What else is in the Darkroot Garden? We have a Hydra, some golems. Ooh, he got me with that one. I did not know he was going to do that, and he almost killed me, because look at my health. Luckily, I am not too tough to run away like a scaredy cat. And you gotta learn this technique. It's called, get the F out. And the only way get the F out works is if you clear everything behind you. You don't run past anything. You clear everything behind you. Leave a get the F out path. And you'll do way better in Dark Souls. Just sometimes you need to get the F out, you know? Get the F out. Trying some pyromancy, you would think that plant-based enemies would wow, you almost got me there again. Would take a lot of fire damage, but I guess these are not considered plant-based. They're more like a stone. So stone does not take heavy fire damage. But you think like somewhat he would, because he's made up partly of like wood and plant and stone. So I could burn away like his joints or his weapon or his armor or something, but not the case. But these guys I bet are super weak to fire, but they're also super weak to my scythe, so no use wasting like a one-shot with the R2. Remember that the scythe does more damage with its normal R2, two-handed R2, than it does with its jump attack. Most weapons are not like this. Most weapons do the most damage they can with a jump attack. The scythe is one of the only, the great scythe is one of the only weapons in the game that does more damage with a two-handed R2 than it does with a two-handed jumping attack, which is normally not the case. Normally a jumping attack does the most damage for every weapon, which is up and R2 at the same exact time, which isn't easy to do, but isn't hard. It's like a Mortal Kombat Street Fighter type move. If you know how to throw a Hadouken, or however you say it, I know there's going to be comments. I call it a Hadouken. If you know how to do that, then you can probably do the jumping attack and the kick, which is up and R1. So it's not like left, right, up, down, but it is like 2 buttons at exactly the same times. And if you don't hit them at exactly the same time, it won't do it. And it might leave you open for other attacks. So I don't know if killing all these enemies in this forest is worth doing. Because I don't know if there's secret item like in the middle of the forest here. I mean, like I said, this is post-commentary, so I do find one thing. But other than that one thing, is there other things? I don't know. There could be. It seems like they put just enough items to make you want to explore the whole place, but it's not super duper interesting. There should be a couple, like I think they should put like another landmark or two in this forest instead of just trees and plants and enemies. But I still like it. I still like it. I'm not saying I don't like it. It's pretty tough too. These guys are pretty tough. I like it. I like how tough they are. Can't kill them in like 3 hits. That would be way too easy. They take like 6 or 7 of my most powerful hit before they die, and they can't get poisoned, and they're not weak to fire. There might be something they're weak to, but that's just how this game is. Once you figure it out, it's a little bit easier. So perhaps it's lightning, perhaps it's magic, maybe it's dark. I don't know, and I didn't figure it out, but... Ooh, he almost got me. That's a good move. It's like, you forget about it. Ooh, he got me there. Pounded me in my shield, and I had no stamina, so he knocked me backwards. Luckily, he's on the end of his leash, so he didn't chase me down and finish me off. Instead, he obeyed his leash. Which we've talked about, leash, tether, all that before. And it does exist in this game. Some enemies have it a harder, faster rule than others. Some have less of a... Every single enemy has a leash or a tether, but some of them have it more strict than others. Some will stop at a certain point and head back no matter what you're doing. Some will, depends how close you are, depends how much health you have, and they will chase you down. Some will follow you to the end of the earth as long as they're within like 1 foot of you. It really depends. You can make some interesting things happen, because some enemies don't like other enemies and they will fight. So sometimes you can, like, I forget what it was, but I think it might be Dark Souls 2, where I was trying to get like a Black Knight to fight a bunch of oh, I forget what the area is. It's the area right after man. You know where the old wolf is, that area? And then that boss fight after that where the bunch of dudes are fighting each other and they can't die, and they're trying to kill each other but they can't die. Nah, that's not right after that. Hold on. Right after that's like the catacombs. What am I thinking? Maybe it's after the catacombs. Guardian Gauntlets. Gauntlets of the Stone Knights, guardians of the Forest Sanctuary. The Stone Knights are golems animated by magic, and their enchanted gauntlets are oppressively heavy. So this looks like the little tower to the Moonlight Butterfly, but it just stops. And this looks like, this must be a shortcut or an elevator. And I tried to hit it, because in Dark Souls 3, I think you can do that. But you can't here. So far, really enjoying this DLC. Like I said, my only problem so far is I think they should have a little, like a, I don't know, one more landmark in the middle of this field here. Something like that. Whatever it may be. I'll try to think of something. A big tree. A big tree you can climb, like a giant oak tree with vines that you can walk up. Kind of like the Great Hollow. The Great Hollow in reverse. That'd be sick. Or a little pond, like a pond, where there's rocks along the side of the pond, and I don't know. They could have like one more landmark in the middle of that big area over there. That's all. That's my only nitpick. And they have like one area of interest that, you know, kind of is like that, but all it is a chest and a tiny puddle. Like, they need to make that something else. Make it a reverse the Great Hollow or something. And it doesn't have to be as extensive as the Great Hollow. Maybe make it, you know, half of a Great Hollow. That'd be cool. And here we go. We're doing the get the F out technique again, right here. They almost get me. These guys are sneaky fast sometimes. They can hop around, they can jump, they can dive. And there's all these enemies over here that I didn't kill yet. So I was getting a little freaked out. Running around like a maniac. They do good by filling this area with enemies, though. I will say that. There's a lot of enemies. So it's not just big open space with nothing. There's lots of enemies and lots of small trees. I would just prefer like one more landmark, kind of like this thing right here, but maybe a little more involved. Like a big tree that you can walk up and go like 2 different directions, and that's it. Like, no, not some crazy Great Hollow 50,000 different directions and drop-offs. Just, you can go up the left side or the right side, and you know, maybe if one of them forks, you get to the top, you can look out over the forest, and there's an item. Maybe I should be a game designer. I think it's a little too late, though, for that. We're doing this, what we're doing. Plus, I'm terrible at anything tech-related, and you need that these days for almost everything. Even this. Even my other things I do. I have, like, the worst computer. Well, what happened? Here's what happens with me and computers. I'll get one, and it's never a brand new one. It's always like somebody's old crap. And, you know, I'll use their old crap for 2 or 3 years, and then like some kind of virus will get it or something, and it'll die, and it'll be a brick. And I don't know how to fix it, I don't know how to protect it, I don't know how to like keep it going or anything, so I'll have to get another one. And usually it'll be somebody's old crap again. And the same thing happens. It's slow, it's out of date, it dies, it becomes a brick after 2 or 3 years, and then I have to get some more old crap again. And the old crap, of course, gets newer and newer, but it's still older than whatever is, like right now it's 2020. If I was to get a computer right now, I'd probably get something from 2010. It's just how it's been. I've never had a new car in my life. Like, I don't know. We'll get it soon, though. We're getting there. I like the trajectory right now of everything that I'm doing. So I feel good about it. I actually am getting a new car today, but it's not brand new. But it's cool. It's at least from the last decade. But enough about that. These guys are... I like the way these guys attack. Like, they have a delay. Sometimes they do 1, sometimes they do 2. Sometimes they do this, and then they do their other thing that always catches me off guard. That thing right there. He likes that move, too, don't he? Ooh, the tree got me. If that tree wasn't there. If that tree wasn't there, he would have been dead before he could do that. And then he wouldn't hit me. These trees really block. I don't think they... A couple of the times that I got stopped by one of those trees, I don't think that would have happened. Like, I think I would have went around the tree. This big scythe, I mean, like, if it's a little sword, yeah. But this thing could catch somebody around a tree. I mean, that's its whole design, kinda. See right there, he did 2 in a row. Most of the time he only does one. Sometimes he'll pound it into the ground and just continue on with his day. Sometimes he'll pound it into the ground and then do that ground pound move. What was that item over there? I don't even remember. Was that the Guardian Gauntlets? Or no, that was up in the tower. Was that the leggings then? So yeah, there's not much of consequence in this first area. Ooh, what is that? Watch this. Ooh, I shot it. Didn't take any damage. I hit it that first time, that's for sure. Didn't take damage though. I think that's Calamite. Don't hold me to that though, because I'm not sure. I think that dragon's name is Calamite, but I'm not sure. And what is that down there? I keep seeing things like down below and far in the distance, and I'm like, when am I gonna get there? And how am I gonna do that? And how long is that gonna take? I like this level design here. This thing jumps off the ledge, makes you want to chase it, and this is where you're supposed to go, so that's good. It's called a good level design. Otherwise, you might be like, am I supposed to drop here? But since you chased a bug off the edge, now you have to continue with the level, because there's nowhere else to go anyway. You're supposed to drop down, but they wanted to make sure you knew that. And I just wanted to say I haven't died yet. Is that foreshadowing to a death coming soon, or bragging for a no-death video? We'll see. I don't think I've died in a while. I didn't die in the ONS video. I didn't die in the poison arrow video, or the archer video, but there we go. I heard him stomping around, but I couldn't find him. I heard him stomping around. It's like it was the dragon, then the bug, then the new area, then the scarecrow guy. Then I heard the stomping around, but I wasn't sure if it was the dragon or what, or just something in the new area where there's like the abyss coming out and everything. I wasn't sure. I definitely heard him walking around. Like hindsight 2020, I should have been looking more carefully for that guy. But all those weird things and new things kind of confused me, and all of a sudden I got baseball batted into the off the cliff edge. Normally that would not be a death, but since there was a cliff edge there and he knocked me off the edge, he got a one-hit kill on me. But that's cool. I don't mind it. Let's kindle this bonfire while we're here. That way we can get 20 Estus flasks. I was getting low anyway. That's one narrative I forgot to recognize. I was definitely getting low on healing items towards the end there. Because we came into the DLC, we did not kindle the first bonfire, so we only had what we had. Then we fought a boss. We had to use a bunch of Estus on that boss. Then we come to this bonfire. It only has 5 Estus, so that's, you know, we only had like 8 at that point or something. Then we went to this area, had to do that whole area with new enemies and everything. And we were getting really low. I think I had like 1 or 2 Estus left, and I was starting to use like divine blessings and thinking about that kind of stuff. So, not a big deal that we died, because I know exactly where we were. And I'm just going to run to it. I'm not going to kill every single enemy again, because that would be not smart. Look how they dive. Got a nice jump there. Just run straight to this bridge and we should be cool. Don't think they would follow me across this bridge. Not even going to look back and see. But yeah, see, there's nowhere else to go right here. I was just making sure no one was following me, first of all. So, that first area, if you know where you're going, you can just run straight through it. There's nothing really you need. I mean, there is the one thing that we haven't got yet, but yeah, we did get it. I got the blue Titanite slab, didn't I? I don't know what that's used for. A blue Titanite slab, is that magic? Maybe I thought we already got one of those in Darkroot Garden. Or was that the Enchanted? Looking around, look at that. I'm like, where is this guy that knocked me off the edge? And where did he come from? Really? He's not here now. So where is he? How did that even happen? Where is that guy? I stood there and looked 360 around, did not see him. So I don't even know where he came from. Thought maybe there'd be something up here just because this is a weird elevated spot that you wouldn't think about going, I guess. But nothing really up there. I fall down. Here's that item we've been seeing from the other side. A large soul of a proud knight. That's good. Should be several thousand souls. I would say at least 8,000, 5,000, something like that. Keep chopping these guys. It's like I'm cutting plants down with my scythe. It's so easy. It's like designed for this. Baling or cutting hay or whatever. Here's another chaos bug or whatever they're called. The little resource enemies. Or they're not even enemies, they're just creatures. It's one of those words I feel like I don't like. You ever have a word you just don't like? I watched this one guy, his name's AC Gamer. He plays like EverQuest, P99, World of Warcraft, stuff like that, MMOs, like old MMOs. Because all those MMOs are like coming back out as like vanilla re-releases and stuff. People are, you know, doing that kind of stuff, and it's pretty cool. But he always says that word creature. And he says it kind of like a little bit weird, but not really. And it kind of gets on my nerves when he says it a lot. And now he's got me saying it. And I'm kind of getting used to it and not caring anymore. But the other word I don't like is meal, for some reason. I don't like meal. I'm gonna make you a meal. Like, I don't like that word. I don't know why. So don't say meal in the comments or creature. Actually, creature I'm getting kind of fond of. It's just the way the one guy says it. But meal, I hate meal. I'm gonna make you a meal. These guys take so many hits. They're starting to get annoying. These big stone guardians, there's so many. They're good to fight against, though, because they're not super easy. They don't die in 3 hits. It's just there's so many of them. It's like, wow. It's like you don't even want to... At some point, you just want to, like, run by them. He almost got me again, though. These guys... And he did just kill me. One of these guys just killed me. So definitely a threat. Somehow he looked like he should have hit me there, but it looks like the elevation... Somehow of me attacking and ducking under his swing somehow. Watch this. What is he on? I think this is where the ninja was, and maybe the cat equivalent. If we were comparing this to the forest in the first part of the game, I think that would be the Moonlight Butterfly Tower right there. This would be the Forest Covenant Tower, maybe. Something like that. But look at that guy. It's like bent over backwards. Bent over backwards on something, but the something is not there. Okay, so it's our first elevator. How do these work? Ooh. Nice and smooth. I almost cut it here. I almost cut the episode here. Part 20. Remember, in part 19, we... what do we do? We talked to everybody after placing the Lord Vessel, and then I showed you how to get to the DLC. That was what we did last time. And now we're actually in the DLC, so I forgot to say that. I like to describe what we did last time, just keep people up to date in case they just all of a sudden decide to watch my Dark Souls stuff, which I really appreciate, by the way. If you watch both, if you watch Gems of War and Dark Souls, like, it's one of the best things you can do. So special place in my heart for you guys who watch both. That means that you actually watch my channel for me, which I know there isn't that many people. Most people, they watch the channel for Gems of War, and if I didn't do Gems of War, they wouldn't watch. So the people that watch both games, everything I do, that means they watch this channel for me, and I really appreciate it. I definitely understand that and recognize that and appreciate that. This looks like it might be a boss fight. You could go way down there. I don't know what's down there, but that looks like a whole different area, so I'm not going to do that because I'm almost at the end. Like I said, I was about to cut it there, then I saw a couple ways to go. I saw Chester over here. I know his name is Chester. This guy is awesome, so I wanted to talk to him.
Let me guess. Snatched by a shadowy limb and dragged off to the past?
Yep, that's what happened.
Yes, of course. Exactly what happened to me. We are both strangers in this strange land. But at least now there are two of us.
He looks so cool.
Did you happen across Knight Artorias? The legendary abyss walker from the old tales? Well, if you haven't, it's just as well. He's a colorless sort, if you ask me.
That must be what's up ahead, because I haven't seen him yet.
So, what did that giant mushroom make you do? Not that I care. It's none of my business.
He's got like a gold gun or sword in his leg sheath.
I've little to talk about, really. Oh, you know me. What do I know?
I'd love to do a Chester playthrough.
Oh.
I don't even know what he uses, though, because I've never seen him before. Just, like I said, like the bare minimum. I just know of him. Let's buy this humanity, even though it's 10,000 souls. So we always need humanity. He has some arrows if we need them. No poison arrows, though. That's what I was kind of looking for. He just has, like, the normal stuff.
So long.
But yeah, if you watch both, really appreciate it. And I'm going to try to put out a bonus Gems of War video today, if I have time. I got kind of a late start today. I'm really trying to do a Gems of War video every day, so look forward to that, hopefully. It might be something short, like a speed run, but like, share, subscribe. Next time, I think we're going to fight Knight Artorias, maybe. That was the shortcut, so now we have a shortcut here. We can go straight back to that Chester area by this elevator we saw earlier. And, yeah, like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. And, we'll be fighting Knight Artorias, I think. So, have a good day. Peace.